Let's begin by telling me a little bit about who you are, maybe your name, where you live, what you do. Then we'll get to the questions.
Certainly. I'm 61. My name is Catherine Nielsen. I live on the Big Island of Hawaii. I'm married to Kurt, and I have two daughters, 25 and 27, Kristen and Erica. Um, Active, I am in real estate sales. There's quite a lot of us realtors on the Big Island, but it's a great business. And yeah, that's me.
Thank you. So, how did you come across Walter? Was it a word of mouth, or did you find him through another method?
Oh, it was through a, a group of business professionals called BNI, Business Networking Inc. And my husband was part of the BNI group on Oahu as well as here in Kona. Um, at the time, Kurt and I were going through some very significant challenges with our marriage, and we've been married over 30 years. Um, and Kurt was concerned about my level of anxiety that I had over these problems. So he introduced me to Walter, who was in his BNI group, and I wasn't reluctant at first. I was unsure. So in the beginning, we met through Zoom, Kurt and I and Walter, and talked about our marriage and how to be a better partner and how to listen and it was very helpful in that respect. And that's how we first met. And then it morphed into Walter working primarily with me, made some breakthroughs that were just really significant in my life. Um, yeah, and that went on for a few months. It was just a really great experience.
Awesome. And what was it like for you going through coaching with Walter?
It was extremely beneficial, and his technique was very new to me. He has a very effective way of reaching you and making you do the work that needs to be done. And it was painful, not, in a mental sense, because he presented the information in such a good way that I couldn't misconstrue it. It was very concise. And I had a monstrous upbringing as a child, and we uncovered a lot of really important information that made me able to move through my life from that point on much stronger, clearer. Uh, just it totally changed me as a woman and as a human being and as a mother. I was no longer afraid, not coming from a place of fear any longer. I was rational, strong, made good decisions. I'm totally a different person after
Well,
going through all of the sessions with him.
all right, that's really good to hear that. Um, so would you say that you were left with a different approach in your thinking or your way to
Yes,
being about things after
yes,
coaching with him? Okay. Uh,
completely.
can you describe a breakthrough that you had that
Oh,
will stay going forward?
yeah, it's not pleasant, but it was so important. It was just my Achilles heel. And at one session, it was just Walter and I went to a place where all this began as a child, as a little 5-year-old child, who's being abused. And as I grew up through my life, I'm looking at the pattern that it explained a lot of coming from fear because I didn't want to be abused. So I would make all kinds of calculations and habits that I thought would protect me. So when Walter was with me, it was very cathartic. A lot of tears, but then the relief was just magnificent. I could breathe. I felt like the weight is off me. It's like I forgave the people that did that at the time. And now I corrected my course in life to make me proactive and have boundaries and be able to say, no, that doesn't work for me. I'm not going to do that. And it frees you instead of always saying, oh, okay, oh, I can do that, and he had a very unique way of saying, I would explain something to him and he'd say, I hear what you're saying, but I would say it this way. And when he tweaked it like that, it just was like, exactly, that's it. That's right. And oh, it's just very transformative.
All right, that's good. What specific results did you create that you don't believe would have happened without his coaching?
Confidence.
Confidence, powerful.
Big. But not in a unattractive way. It's just I don't need to worry. There's no fear. And that was really, really tantamount to where I came from. And to be able to switch that off and realign on a better path was just truly, like I said, is life changing.
All right. Well, would you recommend working with Walter to other people?
I have, absolutely. I think I like to equate them with wellness visits. Um, and I was used to doing this in the past occasionally, through the bumps of life and raising a family. I would sit face to face with a therapist. So this was a little unique in that Zoom felt slightly impersonal at first because it was new to all of us. And during COVID, we had no choice. But I have recommended countless people to him, and they have to be ready to change. They really do. They have to reach a point in their life where they say, I can do better than this. I just not really sure how. And Walter has the tools, the patience, and he's brutally honest, and it's a real eye opener, which you need when you've been in denial for a long time, for lack of a better word, and somebody finally just says, no, it doesn't work from this point on. So
Well,
yes, I have recommended it.
okay, thank you. And do you have any other comments you would like to add?
Ah, well, I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. It's given me peace, much, much less anxiety. And he's given me a way, and he's provided me, and it takes a lot of work on the receiver's part to break the old habits and to say, that is a good way of thinking. It's healthy. It's healthy. And people start to react to you differently because you're not a pleaser anymore. It's like, no, this is factual. This is what I think. And you're not hurting anyone. You're just making yourself healthier by thinking through the message or the situation and being proactive about it. So I'm just as grateful as can be, and I really appreciate all the work he did for Kurt and I.
All right, thank you so much, Kate. Well, yeah, I really appreciate you sharing your experience with Walter, and it's really amazing to hear his how his coaching changed your life, or give a positive
Profound.
impact
He's
on your
really
life.
got a gift, and I encourage people to seek him out for any number of things. Talk to him and see where it goes. But I can only say positive, positive, positive.
All right. Well, I wish you continued growth and success as you move forward with your new
You
mindset. And if anyone asks, I'll definitely recommend them to work with Walter.